All right, so this is the thing. I need you to be 100% honest with me, because if I grant your application for deferred adjudication, if you're unsuccessful and a motion to revoke is filed, you're looking at 2 years in the state jail facility. I want you to be successful. Obviously, the state and your counsel wants you to be successful.
Judgment sprung, in and out, the verdict swung. Oouchie Court, watch, we've just begun. Oouchie Court, watch, we're on the scene. Truth's unraveling, what does it mean?
This is a supplemental report that was sent in before the extension.
All right, and this is where zero has been paid, correct? All right, Ms. Williams, you can unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. So we have an issue.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
All right, you need to start paying.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I don't have an excuse. I just don't have any work right now. I'm living with my dad. He has dementia. He really doesn't have no one but me and my kids. My mom passed, so it's hard right now.
So here's the thing, my understanding from reading everything is that one, he's receiving SSI. Everybody can't be living off of his benefits. And
He's not. Yes, ma'am.
But you've been on probation since 2018, and
Right.
you paid zero.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no excuse for paying zero.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to pay something.
Okay. Is this the judge I'm speaking with?
Yes, it is. That's what the robe is.
Ms. Boyd?
Yes.
I was gonna ask you what can I pay to get, because this has been like a burden on me. I know I can't afford $4,000.
Here's the thing. You know what was a burden?
Yes,
And I'm not
ma'am.
trying to be mean.
I
but
understand. No, I understand. Anything you say, I understand.
yeah, because I mean, the theft of property, that was a burden on somebody. So
Right.
you would have paid something.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be done with this, but you have paid nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's been since 2018.
Well, I was trying to see if my sister,
I'm sorry, see if your sister could do what?
if she can let me borrow like $1,000. I was just telling my other probation officer here in Houston to see if I can pay something to get out, because I know I won't be able to pay $4,000, and I will have to pay her that back.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you're gonna have to start paying something. And I wasn't the judge who placed you on probation previously. I don't know why somebody hasn't already told you you need to start paying something.
Yeah,
back.
and I also had asked I had asked before the previous time, is there any way that I can like talk to that judge to lower the things, and they told me there wasn't an option.
No, I mean, you have to pay what you owe. And I'm not even, the problem is I have some people who are on probation and they paid something, you paid nothing, zero. And that's been zero since 2018.
Okay, so can I ask one question? I only have one.
You can ask many questions.
Okay, because I signed the year extension. If I was to pay something within the year and it don't be the total $4,000, would I be punished then?
I'll consider things, but you need to pay.
Okay.
All right, you need to pay $1,500.
Okay, if I pay $1,500, can I give y'all a call and let you know that the $1,500 is paid
Oh, yes.
and get off?
Well, we'll see once you pay the $1,500.
Okay. Cause I'm gonna try to borrow that from my sister and just try to pay her back in babysitting.
All right, so what I can tell you is while people are with me on deferred adjudication, I don't allow babysitting. I don't allow them to have employment.
No, ma'am, I do hair as well, but it just doesn't bring in. I just started I just got a hair school. I just started braiding. It's not bringing in any big money yet, but I do braid hair as well. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so just so you know, in this court, I don't allow people on probation to be home healthcare provider, or to work with minors.
No, man, I don't do any of that.
All right, probation, is there anything else? All right, thank you.
Miss, hello,
Yes,
Miss Boyd, is this Miss Boyd again?
yes, this is Judge Boyd.
Okay, so Miss Boyd, if she was to let me
This is
borrow the,
Judge Boyd.
I'm sorry, Judge Boyd, I'm sorry, excuse
Yes.
me. Judge Boyd, if she was to let me borrow the $1,500, can I then give Miss Fuentes a call?
Oh, you can call whomever. You can call probation.
Okay. Well, I'll try to do that within the week if that's okay.
Yes, that would probably help you a lot.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Abrams, do you need to speak with her?
No, Judge, I'm sure.
All right, probation will call you.
Okay, thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.
All right, you too, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Victoria Lopez. All right, you're here. Hello, how you doing this morning?
Fine, ma'am, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's Monday.
Yes, ma'am.
Guess what? Only good things can happen.
Yes.
Or at least we should think that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what we're hoping for.
So before we go on the record, have you all reached an agreement on bond amount?
We have not, Your Honor. State and defense would make their respective recommendation.
All right, court is calling cause number NM 743-783 State versus Victoria Lopez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Salem.
Defense?
Doug Campbell for Miss Lopez.
And are you Ms. Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're hearing a motion to set bond. State, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Judge, I probably am just going to go with argument.
All right, so defense, what are you requesting?
Bond amount is $7,500.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
Obviously less than that, Judge. My client was out on bond. She, for a possession case, it was less than $1,000. She picked up another case. Her bond was surrendered, and she would like, I mean, we can't get that reinstated, but she would like a bond closer to the $1,000 level. She will appear for trial if we have to appear for trial.
All right, the $7,500 bond, did she make that bond previously?
The 7,500, no, it's never been said. She's remanded without a bond right now.
Ah, so on this
But she
case,
did make the $1,000 bond, and she's made the $1,000 bond on the other one.
all right, so this was previously $1,000 bond.
Yes, Judge.
All right, and the
Your Honor.
new, yes,
I apologize. If we're talking about nightmag numbers C43783,
74383.
yes.
the previous bond amount set on December 24th of 2023 was $5,000.
I'm sorry, Judge, you're right. You're right. I apologize.
All right, so that was $5,000 on this case, the instant case,
Yes,
and she made that bond.
she did make that bond.
All right, then the next question is the case that she's alleged to have committed, the new case, what's that cause number?
That one is 2024 PF 27235.
And what is the bond amount on that case?
I want to say that's $1,000.
And what is the offense?
Possession less than $1,000.
And what is her criminal history?
Judge, the state probably has a better picture of that, but it looks like she's got a theft out of County Court 13. Excuse me.
Well, Your Honor, Ms. Lopez has 4 current active cases, 2024 PF 27235, 2025 CC 00.
Wait, just one second. So if you could list the open active cases she has for me, what the offense is and what's the alleged offense?
Possession controlled substance PG1, less than $1,000. Offense date alleged offense date December 12th, 2024. Theft of property greater than $750 and less than $2,500 with the same offense date. Theft of property with less than $50 with previous conviction. Offense date December 23rd, 2003. And the instant case with the same offense date.
All right, so the case that's before me today, the alleged offense date is from 2023.
Yes.
All right. So here's my question. We are now in 2025. Why isn't the laboratory results in for this case? And why shouldn't I give her a PR bond on this case if there's no lab results? And when are the lab results coming? Because I'm shocked that we have a 2023 case and there are no lab results. I can understand the possession less than a gram, that's December 12th, 2024. All right, Victoria Lopez.
Third time's charm, Judge.
Yes, it is. All right, we're back on the record in 2025 CR 001448W. So Ms. Lopez, did you have a chance to review with your attorney the documents? And let me see where that document is. Thank you. The document entitled Waiver of Indictment, Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights, as do you? And those rights are to have this case brought before a grand jury for the grand jury to make the determination whether or not there is enough evidence to hold you open for trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you also understand that your attorney has certain time conditions that are related to your due
Yes.
process, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information?
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
2 days to expire once he's presented with the presentation of the information, and also 10 days to prepare for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review the information with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor. I did.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Lopez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 724150. They are taking into consideration 2024 PF 27235, 2025 CC 0000769. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes,
Defense, is that the plea?
It is.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objection.
All right. State, you have the dismissals for me, and after that, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor. I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes,
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. Reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge Victoria's, obviously she's got an addiction. She'd like to get an assistance for that addiction, but she also has 5 children under the age of 18 that she cares for. She's got a job at an insurance company, and she would like a chance to continue her life out there in the world. With that in mind, I know the court is going to order a TAP evaluation, and we'd ask that the court allow her to do the TAP evaluation out there.
So who are your children with now?
My mother's currently watching. 4 of them have graduated already.
Okay, so what are your children's ages?
I have the oldest is 21, 18, 20. My 17-year-old graduated early. And then the ages 2, 8, 14.
All right, so has Child Protective Services been in your life?
Yes, they have.
All right, so did they place your children with your mom? That's either yes or no.
Yes, ma'am. Well, yes, ma'am.
All right, have your rights been terminated?
No, ma'am.
So why were you with this guy? And this is from, I guess, 2023? So why were you with him?
It was a bad mistake. that
No, I mean,
made.
these are choices. Did
Yes,
he
ma'am.
force you to be with him?
No, ma'am.
So that was a choice you made to hang your star at him.
Yes.
So why would you be with him? And you have children?
At the time I was homeless at that time. I do have an apartment now. I've had an apartment for about 4 months now, and I've come a long way from that time of my life.
So who lives with you at that apartment?
Currently me, my 14-year-old. That's all.
Because,
That's all, ma'am. Just me and my 14-year-old.
and why were you stealing at Melrose?
I needed some clothes.
And when's the last time you used?
Last time I used.
Mhm.
when I had got caught, my last conviction, maybe about 3 months ago.
Judge, I think she means her last arrest, not conviction.
No, I'm sorry, my last arrest, yes, correct.
So your last arrest was 3 or 4 months ago,
Yes, ma'am,
and and that's the last time you used.
yes, ma'am.
So the only time you have not been using is when you've been in custody.
No, I would use recreational, off and on.
All right, so when you're in custody, I mean, I know sometimes people make things at the jail, but you use when you're not in custody.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is the thing. I need you to be 100% honest with me, because if I grant your application for deferred adjudication, if you're unsuccessful and a motion to revoke is filed, you're looking at 2 years in the state jail facility. I want you to be successful. Obviously, the state and your council wants you to be successful. So what have you been using in the past?
I use, methamphetamine.
And what else?
That was it, ma'am.
And how often were you using?
Recreational. Once or twice a month, maybe not.
All right, see, once or twice a month does not result in you stealing clothes at Melrose and having drugs in your bra. So, I mean, it's more than once or twice a month,
No, ma'am.
because otherwise CPS would not have been in your life. So
CPS wasn't, I'm sorry,
was CPS in your life for drugs and everything
ma'am.
else? Why?
it was an abusive relationship.
All right, see, people always say that, but I do know that CPS will not, and you've done CPS, CPS is not removing children from your custody or allowing your mother to take your children because you're being abused. Either they're removing them because you decide that you're going to stay with that guy and not put your children first, or either because there's drug use. But if you have an issue where you're in an abusive relationship, CPS will help you out of that abusive relationship. But if you choose to stay and choose the man over your children, that's when children are placed somewhere else.
And also for stability, I didn't have no form of stability. No, I was homeless.
No, CPS will help you get housing. Your attorney will tell you that.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but the CPS worker said that she was not allowed to help with housing.
No, that's,
That is true, actually.
Yes.
Well,
They can
no.
help get them on the list, but that's.
they
as
will
far as
get
they
them
go.
on the list.
She said that, I'm sorry to interrupt, ma'am, I don't mean to do that.
No, no.
She said that she was not allowed to, she has no strings in that department.
They do if you're in their children's court for addiction.
One question, Judge.
Yes.
Did they ever file a suit against you to terminate your parental rights? Or did you just work with family-based?
I work with families.
Okay.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Melrose store if they're still in existence. And there's to be no contact with Anthony Reyna, Reyne, Cantu Jr. There's going to be a TAP evaluation and a felony drug court referral in custody. Counsel, the felony drug court, they'll see her before the week is out.
Okay.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Once parenting classes are completed, 100 hours be deducted. How far did you go in school?
I graduated. I have a high school diploma.
All right, what are you planning on doing with your life?
I plan on going to go, apply at Toyota and UPS.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to require parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, 100 hours of community service will be deemed satisfied. I'm not going to order you to go to a trade school or obtain a higher level education, but if you do, if you get your CDL license or something of that nature, then the remaining hours will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No,
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
no, ma'am, I really appreciate this
All right, thank
opportunity.
you. And probation, I'm sorry, I'll add 60 sober meetings in 60 days. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, communication is key.
Yes.
In order to be successful, talk to your probation officer. If you feel like you're going to use drugs, talk to your probation officer and let your probation officer know. People will tell you, your attorney will probably tell you. Normally, I do not revoke people because they're testing positive if they're trying to help themselves, right? So by you calling probation and telling them, I'm gonna use, that's not necessarily gonna get you revoked. Because you need to know what you need to do in order to be clean and sober. And while you have this safety net, you need to use it. If you feel as though probation is not addressing it, you can always come to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
All right, are you?
Oouchie Court Watch, we're on the scene. Truths unravel, and what does it mean? In the halls where stories clash, Oouchie Court Watch, quick as a flash.